There's a number of different types of injunctions. So there's the what people would consider to be the restraining order, basically a domestic violence injunction. There's stalking injunctions, there's dating injunctions, repeat violence injunctions, and sexual violence injunctions. The ones that we see a lot, obviously, are the domestic violence injunctions, and surprisingly more, we're seeing a lot more stalking injunctions as well. Stalking injunctions are relatively newer injunction in comparison to the other injunctions and restraining orders, so but we are seeing quite a few of those that are coming around, and there's more case law on stalking injunctions. So if you're served with an injunction, you may not be expecting it. You might be expecting it if you're in jail, or if somebody's told you, or a police officer has told you. So you may know that this is coming, but if you don't, basically the things that you need to understand are if you're served with a temporary injunction, it can last up for basically 2 weeks until the final return hearing. So that final return hearing, and usually the date should be listed on the temporary injunction. It should state when you have to be there to be able to present your side of the case. So and provide the information, witnesses, evidence, things like that. Because the injunction itself, the petition that's filed by the petitioner, is just one side of the story. So they're putting forward their side of the story, and then at the return hearing that you come back to within, again, statutorily, it's supposed to occur within 2 weeks, but it might be a week later, could be 5 days later, could be 10 days later, could be around 14. That final hearing, the return hearing, and this is what I want to make sure people understand, because sometimes people are under the misconception that it's just kind of like a status conference or something. It's not. It's a final hearing. You have to be ready to go. So basically, we at William S. Foley, PA, the way that we prepare for these is just like any other hearing. We prepare as much as is necessary for the case, but we don't just walk into court and just figure it out while we're there. We want to make sure that we've gone through the evidence, gone through the petition, done our own investigation into it, discussed with you basically what happened, and going through the different points, determine if there's any witnesses that need to be subpoenaed, if there's any information, if maybe a deposition needs to be taken or other discovery. So there's a lot of different things that need to be looked at. Don't just show up to your injunction hearing at the return hearing and expect that, oh well, I'm here, I'll just say a couple words and it'll get thrown out. Generally, you need to take it seriously, as this can obviously affect, if you have children with the other person, can affect your time sharing and your ability to see your children. It can affect support provisions as well. In a lot of domestic violence injunctions, there's a provision of that, and then also contact and restraints upon the right to have a firearm and other basic things within the injunction itself. So again, this is very important. This is very serious. Even if you don't call us, call somebody. Talk to an attorney. Make sure you understand how to prepare for your final return hearing.